the love of discipline, and treat their elders like a father. I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashai, Bahasham, RAWACHAA, QADASH. Double honors to my elders, who are the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of all of Israel. Singing honors to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. So pretty much this video was inspired by this article that I'm reading. Now, what got me was that they was comparing this Chinese scientist, his striking features when he was very young, he's 87 now, to the features of a well-known actor in China who's like in his 40s or something. So as I'm reading through the article, I was just so struck by how disciplined he was in his life to become that scientist, and how he did not use his attractive looks, right, to woo women or to veer him away from his path. But it all stems from his lineage, his family, from his grandfather to his father and to him. So I'm going to read a little bit of this article, and then I'm going to get into some scriptures, all right? So pretty much the article said, I will leave the article in the description box as well. Fans swoon over most handsome China scientist, 87, whose younger self good looks resemble those of Dr. Daniel Wu. So that was him when he was younger. Let's say what, in his 20s? He's 87 now. So this is like over 50-some years ago, right? So as you see, it says Wang Demon, forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, 87, a Eurasian, listen to this, y'all, a Eurasian petroleum scientist from the Chinese Academy of Engineering, pioneered the country's petroleum field layering and chemical oil recovery techniques. That's just a little bit of his resume. There's so much more here, but I'm not going to even get into all of that. But I want you to pay attention to this, though, okay? Intelligence and academic achievement run in Wang's family. His grandfather was a renowned Chinese surgeon. You hear that? His grandfather. Salakia. His father studied medicine in the U.S. Not here. And his Swiss mother spoke 4 languages. Listen to the family that he was raised under. His grandfather was a surgeon. His father studied medicine in the U.S. and his mother, who was from Switzerland, she was a Swiss woman, spoke 4 different languages. And he also had striking features. He was handsome, they said, right? But his contributions were so great, they called him an academia. I apologize. Let me put some respect on this man. All it's going to stem back to, like I said, in treating the elders as fathers. Because look at what his fathers have done and what it led for him to be. And look at what the elders have done for us, going back to their decades of putting this work in, and what it led for us to become, as in being engrafted into the fold. Understand what I'm saying? Because they're shepherds to us. And then we become shepherds to other sheep that's coming into the flock after us. You should understand how it's the perfect balance. How we are not only sheep, but also shepherds, nonetheless. So what I want to say is he was given the title academician by China, the country's highest level of honor, awarded to those who have made significant contributions in their disciplines. That's what made me want to make this video. I never forget it. Shannon Sharp gave his definition of discipline on the show with Skip Bayless, Undisputed. He said, discipline requires you to be at your absolute best when no one is watching. And that's what separates the greats from the rest. It's not what they're doing on the court that makes them look so great. Well, of course, that's what makes them look great and sets them apart. But it's the time, the study, and the effort and the discipline they have off the court when the camera's not in their face, when fans are not in their faces. What are you doing in your leisure time and your off time and your idle time, right? The time you have really, which is for the Lord. Because any other time you have paying bills and cooking, all the other stuff, that's just part of being in this captivity. If I'm talking to the Israelite man, because our women's supposed to be cooking. If you have a woman, may YAHAWASHI shall bless you. Understand the discipline. So he has. They say they gave him this highest honor because of his discipline. But now this is going to trigger back down to his discipline because I want to go back into his looks. All right. So they said about his looks, responding to unlike, because he got a lot of attention. You know, a lot of women were swooning over his looks. Responding to unlike attention to his looks, Wayne said, quote, "I'm just a technical guy researching petroleum. Let's talk more about science," unquote. That's a man on his purpose. Even years later, I ain't worrying about it because that was his mentality back then, decades ago. Next passage. It says, "It is said that in his youth he had many admirers, but found them, quote, intolerable distractions," unquote. Does that mean that they were not attractive? I'm pretty sure he had plenty of attractive women that wanted to talk to him. He said, but they was intolerable. Let me tell you why. Next passage. Wayne had strict demands for his girlfriend. Let's see if this is strict. Including no walks in the park after marriage. All right. And no interruptions while reading, according to the media outlet NetEase News. So he was about his business. He wasn't even let women distract him. That man said, even if we get married, we can't walk in the park. I don't want no man gawking looking at you. When I'm reading, be quiet. He's a disciplined man. He put his art, he put his purpose first, and he made such a great contribution to his country. They gave him that highest honor because of his great discipline. Which is why let me say this right. My elders of Great Millstone, they get the honor of being called, double honors, forgive me, of being called the elders of Israel in my eyes and my spirit, because they had elders above them. But they carried on that torch like in the Olympics, and they kept that flame going. They never took their hands from the plow. Talking about Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Remlab, Elder Apostle Rakah. You got Bishop Sakaran, Bishop Anab, Bishop Ayathan, Bishop Ibai. You got all those Manata Zakba. All right, I can go all the way back to when Elder Yashawamba. All right, Khazak, all of them. They're disciplined in them. Just like LeBron James, 20 years in the NBA. Why? Because what he does off the court, the man said he spends $1 million a year on his body. And that man is 39 years old playing against guys in their 20s, outpacing them up the court. Got grays all in his hair and everything. You know what I'm saying? His son's in college right now. His son's about to come to the NBA. That's how long that man's been disciplined in his craft, and he still get max deals. But let me get to the scriptures though. So like I know I've been running my mouth. Forgive me for that. Wisdom of Solomon 6:16-21. Talking about wisdom. For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, sheweth herself favorably unto them in the ways, and meeteth them in every thought. Notice how wisdom is also referred to as a woman, because wisdom is beautiful just like a woman. He found his science more beautiful than an actual physical woman. Like the elders find this woman, Sophia, which is wisdom in Greek, so beautiful. How I find this woman, Sophia, so beautiful, you know, to me. Like, I haven't been to the gym almost over a month. And I went to the gym and I was covered in sweats and everything. I could just sense it. I could see the women. Even this one older Spanish woman. They're very nice, polite, but I can just tell how they're acting, how they're looking, how they're moving, you know. I'm there for one purpose only. And I'm gone. It's like nothing in this world, man, not even above my mother, you know, which I love her, but man, this is it. This is the truth. Discipline. The elders been doing for decades, right? So let's get back to it. That's why they're favored with all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It comes with scrutiny. YAHAWASHI came with scrutiny because he was about his father's business, like the elders of Great Millstone. They're so disciplined because they're only doing the will of the Lord. That's why they continue to increase with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and get the revelations. So like, yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 6:17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. That's like a student that keeps going to the dojo asking the master, the sensei, or the sifu to train him, and he throwing sticks and rocks at him like, get away from here, you know. But he knows he's a great man. He keep coming back, keep breaking gifts, and then the sensei put him through strenuous training and see if he's worthy to understand or to get or receive this beautiful wisdom of this art. Notice it's called a martial art for a reason. It is an art, people. It's a skill, right? Anyhow, like this work, this is an art. This is a skill. But you need the necessary tool, which is the RAWACHAA to even start. And that comes with faith, which is a gift given to us. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 18. I'm sorry, 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws. That's another verse for the love is law is the law. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. Meaning you Lord willing, we don't die. Taking and giving heed, not just being hearers only, but doers too. That's heavy. Verse 19, incorruption maketh us near unto God. Ooh. Come on, man. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your desire, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. And that's what King Solomon he received. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to rule over a great people. But what became his fall? That woman. The women, forgive me. 700 wives, 300 concubines, right? Concubine just means that it's a heathen wife. But she's not on the same level as an Israelite wife. Israelite wife is the wife. Heathen wives, heathen women, the concubines, they'll be like mistresses, which the wife knows about, but hey, it's like Sarah and Hagar. Anyhow, let's get back. So the delight of thrones and scepters go back to discipline. That goes back to Wayne. His grandfather was a renowned surgeon. His father, listen here, his father studied medicine. And even his mother. Think about that, because remember, who's the first teacher of any culture? The women. Even the mother spoke 4 different languages. Do you not know what kind of discipline it takes to speak 4 different languages? I can sit here and say I speak 3. I speak English, I speak a little Paleo Hebrew, and I speak Spanish. Well, fluently, no. But there's still the discipline to want to learn it, to understand it. And he was under all of that tutelage, which led for him to have such a great contribution to his country. They gave him the highest honor. Like the elders get double honors. That's why I say single honors after that. Why? 1 Timothy 5:17-18. Let the elders that rule be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. No, but I don't want. No, if I ever hear them talking about if I ever hear them talking about Bishop Nathaniel's the elder, if I hear him talking about what's his name, Yohana's the elder, if I hear him talking about Rakav GOCC's the elder, no, because it said especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. I mean, in the doctrine of YAHAWASHI, going back to John the 7th chapter, he said, he said, my doctrine is not of my own. That's what y'all doing. Y'all representing that Titus, the 1st chapter, right? Because you don't even acknowledge the Lord. You don't even give him the glory. Because you don't even say it in his name. Bishop Nathaniel, Most High, and whoever blessed, stop. I don't want to even say it. Nonetheless, 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 18, for the scriptures saith, thou shalt not muzzle the ox that treadeth out the corn, and the laborer is worthy of his reward. And what is our reward? Salvation. But see, that's why I said I made the title also Entreat the Elders Like a Father. Because think about the discipline of Wayne's fathers, his father and his grandfather. Look at how the elders guide us like sons. They treat us, I look at them like fathers, because think about it. Some brothers wasn't raised with their fathers, or didn't even have a father figure, maybe not. But I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a man I grew up with. No, not that I grew up with. Grew up in my neighborhood, but I met him, and he told me one thing. He said, "Stop worrying about what others think about you, and stop trying to make everybody else happy, and put you first. Say, I think about you." Like just that little spec. And then the elders about like being a man and how to address yourself and being confident. That just put the icing on the cake. That was around 2009. I graduated school '06. That 3 year span, I was out there just wilding. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about what the elders did for me was that it gave me more confidence to believe in the word, because I felt alone. When you get that epiphany, you want to tell everybody, but it's like, damn, wait a minute, they can't get this because the Lord is not waking them up. It's not for them, right? So you understand that it all goes back to faith. It goes back to faith. When you look at the longevity of someone that's been doing something for so long, you kind of started to believe them. Can you imagine when Noah was building the ark, right? Imagine, and like it was over 100 years it took him. The whole time you seeing it, first people mocking, laughing at him. You still doing that? Maybe a couple people like, you want some help? Like, no, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, the flood came. But it was the discipline that kept them going. And that's the same thing with the elders of Great Millstone. Their discipline and their faith. And a lot of people love to talk about faith and go to Hebrews 11:1. But why won't y'all just read the very next verse? But I'll do it for you. This is Hebrews 11:1 and 2. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. That's heavy. So the defamation of character to the elders of Great Millstone, the doxing, yeah, they doxed their names, their jobs, and even Elder Malcolm, I think he had lost a dojo and all of that. I mean, brothers going through it all. The brothers down in Dallas, they had their their dentists, they had their businesses exposed and all that. They went through all of that. But talk about the elders of Great Millstone, the things they went through, they still gained a good report from who? The Most High, and the ones that believe. Like the Lord said, by the foolishness of preaching to save those that do believe. It's not foolish to the Lord what we're doing. It's foolish in the eyes of them. It's foolish in the eyes of those that don't believe that we're out here to save those that do believe. Well, you're supposed to feel like it's foolish to you because you don't believe. You got to always introvert these things when you think about it. They're supposed to look at us and laugh at us and scorn at us. Because remember, he who laugh not going to cry later. We cry in the morning now because we going to laugh at them later. Like the Lord said, he going to laugh at their calamity. That's why the elders keep going out there, because they believe that there's a reward because of their faith, and they're showing it by their works. Faith without works is dead. The elders could have been saying for 40 years they believe. But if they were not out there showing their faith by their works, how the hell would I have been able to show my faith by my works? Because I did not have an example. Oh, that's heavy. Let me get that. I wasn't gonna make this long, Salakia, but let me do this real quick. Salakia. I forgot I can move that mic. Let me read this one real quick. I got a couple more precepts and I'm gonna let y'all go. I thought about it. If they would have stopped doing that, I wouldn't have. If they would not have shown their faith by their works, how would have I been able to show my faith by my works? Because I needed an example. That's what I said. All right. Romans the 10th chapter, the 11th verse. For the scripture saith, "Whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed." That's why they didn't mind going out there doing what they was doing, putting the garbage on people, saying, "Oh, you wearing dresses, yada yada yada." It's funny, the same dudes they be saying we wearing dresses. It's dudes in Dubai who are princes that wear the same garbs that we wear, driving $1 million gold cars, that sleep with women and do all kind of disgusting things with them. And these the same kind of women that men over here who say we wearing dresses will be gawking guy and marrying. They wear the same attire. You people are just not culturally sound. That's all. But anyhow, it don't bother me. I just laugh at them on the inside. Romans chapter 10, verse 11. Oh, that's why I said all that. For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. No, we're not. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. And that Jew or Greek is talking about Israelites only. Those who are of the circumcision and of the circumcision, means those who know the Israelites and those who was raised during that time of Alexander the Greek. That's why you got to read First Maccabees and Second Maccabees. That's why you have to go into the Lacedaemonians, who were the 300, who were the Israelites. All right, let's not get crazy. You had to go into that time from 163 BC all the way up until the birth of YAHAWASHI. Then it became the AD era. There was like over 150 years, well, really over almost 200 years of being Hellenized, or should I say being Americanized. So you had Israelites who were by birth Israelites, by the blood and lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They were Israelites, but they would call themselves Greeks. Like today, our people call themselves African American, but they're Israelites. So that's what it means by when it says need Jew and Greek. But I'm Salaki. I know I'm getting back to it though, because this goes back to the discipline of the elders, because I learned this stuff from the elders. All right. Anyhow, verse 13: For whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi shall be saved. Not Christ, not Jesus. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? So how would I have known about Yahawah, Yahawashi, except they were preaching? See what I'm saying? They were not ashamed, and they showed their faith by their works, by preaching. That's how I was able to. He asked, how then shall they call on him who they had not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? That's why the elders deserve double honors, because they who especially labored in the word and doctrine. And they still doing it to this day. Verse 15. This is Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? That's an apostle. As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace. That's beautiful. And bring glad tidings of good things. The elders of great millstone, like-minded men. It said how beautiful are the feet. Why? Because you got to understand, you're on holy ground. When we're out there preaching, it's holy ground. Why? Yahweh said, when two or more are gathered in my name, I am in the midst of thee. Remember, the church is the body. We are members of the body. We are spiritual stones. We are lively stones. It's holy ground when you step up to, when you walk past the camp, really. Because the angel of the Lord campeth around about them that fear him. Remember that. Beautiful. Anyway, let me get back. So, yeah, that reminded me. So, that's why they got a good report. So I'm going to close out with this. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 8, verse 8 through 9. Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs. For of them thou shalt learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease. Yes, we are servants. All of us are servants. That's my name. That's my omen, Abadia. Yahweh's servant. Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. Who? Abba Bivens, the Yaiqua, King David, all of them. Ariyah. Come on now. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need required. So really, the love of discipline, it went back to this article that I read, because this gentleman, he received the highest honor. What they call it? They call him he was given the title academician, Salakia, by China, the country's highest level of honor awarded to those who have made significant contributions in their disciplines. And the elders of great millstone have made a great contribution to the nation of Israel in their discipline of the love of this doctrine. Okay, the love for Yahweh Shema Shai. Because Yahweh said, if you love me, feed my sheep. If you love me, keep my commandments. So with that being said, pray you was edified, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Koma Sha'Allah, Waflaba Ball, Shalom.